Listen closely, chosen one. For a significant period, specifically over the last 90 days, you have navigated what seemed like an infernal trial, leading you to believe you were forsaken, that your calling was a figment of your imagination, and that perhaps you had taken a wrong turn somewhere in the labyrinth of your destiny. You were mistaken. The divine was not absent. It was observing you through a series of disguised examinations. Each nightmare you endured was a question. Every person who departed was a challenge, and each door that shut was a measure of your resilience. The verdict is in: you have succeeded. Not merely passed, but achieved a flawless score on every evaluation, including those you never knew were taking place. This message found you by divine redirection, for this is your moment of graduation. A celestial file bearing your name has been filling with unseen merits. You felt a weight on your shoulders, a tightness in your chest. That was the pressure of the evaluation. Now it is time for that burden to be lifted. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you, and strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. While you were breaking down, thinking you had failed, divine notes were being taken, not for condemnation, but for grading. These tests were not like academic exams. They came without instructions or warnings, designed to assess your authentic character when you believed no one was watching. God was grading your raw reactions, not your rehearsed performances. You see, the last 3 months were not an accident. They were an intensive spiritual boot camp designed to purge you of everything that cannot go where you are going next. Before I reveal the specific tests you didn't even realize you were taking, and trust me, the third one will shock you because it is the most painful one. I need you to understand the nature of the silent exam. Most people believe that when they are doing the right thing, life should get easier. They believe that spiritual alignment equals comfort. But for the chosen, the opposite is often true right before a massive elevation. You have been looking for God in the miracles, but for the last 3 months, God has been hiding in the obstacles. He was disguised as the difficult boss who pushed you to your limit. He was disguised as the unexpected bill that drained your savings. He was disguised as the silence when you prayed and heard nothing back. Why? Because if you knew it was a test, you would have acted differently. You would have performed. But because you didn't know, you revealed your true heart. And your heart, despite the pain, remained pure. If you have felt like the last season was specifically designed to break you, I want you to like this video right now. It's not just a click. It's a signal that you are present, that you survived, and that you are ready to receive the grade for your suffering. By liking, you are marking your attendance in this graduation ceremony. Let's break down the first major evaluation you passed, the isolation test. This was not just about being alone in a room. It was about feeling alone in a crowd. It was watching others receive their breakthroughs while you remained in waiting. It was the feeling of being invisible. You saw friends get promoted, family members buy homes, and peers find love, all while your life seemed paused. This was the most difficult part of the curriculum. The test was simple. Could you celebrate others while you were bleeding? Could you clap for someone else's victory when your own prayers seemed to be hitting a glass ceiling? I know there were nights when you cried yourself to sleep, wondering what was wrong with you. You wondered if you had been forgotten. But here is the truth. Every time you swallowed your envy and congratulated someone, you passed. Every time you chose grace over bitterness, you earned a credit. This isolation was not punishment, it was preparation. It was designed to clear the noise so you could eventually hear the divine whisper that is only audible in silence. God had to separate you to elevate you. If you had been surrounded by the crowd during these last 3 months, their voices would have drowned out the instructions for your next level. You felt lonely, but you were actually being protected. Before we move to the second test, which involves your finances and your resources, I want to ask you a question. Did you feel a sudden shift in your social circle recently? Did people you thought were loyal suddenly act strange, distant, or even hostile? If yes, type "I am still standing" in the comments. This is important because the shifting of people is the clearest sign of the elevation of spirit. Now consider the second disguised exam, the test of scarcity and delay. This is where most people fail. Over the last few months, did it feel like your resources were drying up? Maybe a promised payment was delayed, a job opportunity fell through at the last minute, or unexpected expenses arose out of nowhere. This was the delay test. But listen carefully, this was not a test of your patience. It was a test of your persistence. It was testing your ability to keep moving forward without visible progress. In the psychology of resilience, we talk about the extinction burst. It's a phenomenon where, just before a behavior or a situation changes, the resistance peaks. The problems get louder, harder, and more intense right before they disappear. You were in an extinction burst. God was testing to see if you would curse your life or bless your future when the pantry was empty. The length of the delay is always proportional to the magnitude of the destiny. A small destiny requires a small preparation. A massive destiny, one that will change your lineage, requires a massive delay to build the structural integrity of your character. Every day you kept faith when the bank account looked bleak was another victory recorded in your name. You didn't panic and sell your soul. You didn't resort to dishonesty to get ahead. You waited, you trusted, and for that you received a perfect score. There is a scientific aspect to this as well. When you are under stress, your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, screams for you to fight or flee. It demands safety. But faith is a function of the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for higher-level decision-making and future planning. For the last 3 months, you were in a neurological gym battle. Your fear brain was screaming, "Run, give up," but your faith brain was whispering, "Hold on." Every time you chose to pray instead of panic, you were literally rewiring your brain. You were building a neural network of resilience that will serve you for the rest of your life. You weren't just suffering, you were biologically upgrading. But the third test is the one that usually breaks the chosen. It is the test of betrayal disguised as misunderstanding. You face situations where your intentions were pure, yet you were accused of the opposite. You tried to help, and you were labeled as intrusive. You loved, and you were met with indifference. This was the Judas protocol. Every chosen one must kiss their Judas. You had to experience betrayal to learn discernment. God allowed certain people to misunderstand you because their understanding of you was based on your past, not your future. If they had understood you, they would have tried to come with you to a place they are not qualified to enter. The misunderstanding was a divine severance package. It was God's way of cutting the cords without you having to be the bad guy. You thought you were losing friends? No. You were losing anchors. You passed this test by not seeking revenge. You could have exposed them. You could have destroyed their reputation with the truth, but you stayed silent. You let God fight your battle. That silence, that was the loudest passing grade you could have earned. Now, before I reveal the final, most subtle test that you passed just days ago, I want to invite you to join our community formally. If this message is resonating with your spirit, if you feel like I am reading the pages of your diary, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. We are gathering the chosen from the four corners of the earth, and your presence here strengthens us all. Don't miss the next transmission. It will contain the instructions for what to do with the blessing that is about to hit your life. The final test you passed was the test of identity. This is the one where the enemy tried to make you forget who you are. You faced moments of deep imposter syndrome. You looked in the mirror and didn't recognize yourself. You felt unworthy. You replayed your past mistakes, your sins, your failures. The dark night of the soul descended, and you felt like a fraud. This was the ultimate disguise. God allowed you to feel your own weakness so you would stop relying on your own strength. You see, as long as you think you are strong enough on your own, you are not ready for the heavy glory God wants to place on you. The moment you said, "I can't do this anymore, God, take over," you passed. Surrender was the answer key. The moment you gave up your ego's need to control the outcome, the test ended. You might feel like you gave up, but spiritually you surrendered. There is a massive difference. Giving up is turning your back on the destination. Surrender is handing over the steering wheel to the only one who knows the way. So, where does this leave you today? What is the result of passing these grueling 3 months of disguise testing? You are now in the transition zone. The heavy lifting is done. The grading period is over. Now comes the conferring of degrees. This means recompense. The law of the universe and the law of God dictates that every action has a reaction. Your action was endurance. The reaction must be exaltation. The pressure you felt was the arrow being pulled back against the bowstring. The further back it is pulled, the more tension, the more pain, the more it feels like you are going backward. But the release is imminent. And because you were pulled back so far, you're going to fly further and faster than anyone around you. You will start to see signs of this graduation immediately. First, the heaviness will lift. You will wake up one morning, perhaps tomorrow, and the anxiety that has been sitting on your chest will simply be gone. It won't be logical. Nothing in your external world may have changed yet, but your internal weather will shift from storm to calm. This is the peace that surpasses all understanding. Second, you will receive restitution. The years the locusts have eaten will be restored. The opportunities that you thought were dead will circle back around, but this time they will be better. The people who left, let them go. The new tribe coming towards you is aligned with your destiny, not your history. And third, you will have a sudden clarity of purpose. The confusion that has clouded your mind for 90 days will evaporate. You will know exactly what to do, where to go, and what to say. This is the mind of Christ activating within you after the trial. I want you to take a moment and reflect on a specific instance in the last month where you almost snapped, but you didn't. Maybe you were in traffic, maybe in a heated argument, maybe staring at a bank balance. Recall that moment. That was the final exam question, and you are here, still standing, still breathing, still hoping. That is your proof. There is a secret about the chosen that the world does not know. The world thinks power comes from resources, connections, and money. But true power comes from the capacity to endure suffering without losing your nature. You have demonstrated that power. You have proven that your light is not dependent on the batteries of the world. It is plugged into an eternal source. As we prepare to close this transmission, I have a challenge for you. It is a challenge of prophetic declaration. I want you to speak to your atmosphere. The test is over, but you must dismiss the proctor. You must declare that class is dismissed. In the comments, I want you to declare your victory. Don't just type a word, make a decree. Write, "I passed the test, and I am ready for the reward." When you type this, you are engaging the physical action with your spiritual belief. You are grounding the energy. Also, think of one person in your life who has been struggling, someone who seems to be going through the same fire you just walked through. Share this video with them. You have no idea how much they need to hear that they are not crazy, that they are just being tested. Be the messenger of hope for someone else and watch how quickly your own harvest arrives. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. Remember, the teacher is always silent during the test. That is why you felt ignored. But now that the pencils are down, the teacher is speaking. He is saying, "Well done." He is saying, "I saw every tear. I saw every moment of doubt that you overcame. I saw you keep going when you had every reason to stop." The disguise is coming off. The God who seemed like a distant observer is revealing himself as your active provider. The disguise tests were necessary because the blessing you are about to carry is heavy. If he gave it to you 3 months ago, it would have crushed you. But now your spiritual muscles are torn and rebuilt. You are strong enough to carry the crown. You are entering a season of acceleration. Things that usually take 10 years will happen in 10 months. Relationships that usually take a lifetime to build will form in weeks. Healing that usually requires years of therapy will happen in moments of prayer. This is the reward for the chosen who pass the silent exams. So wipe your tears, stand up straight, fix your crown. You are not the victim of the last 3 months. You are the victor of them. The nightmare is over. The morning has broken, and you, my friend, are graduating with honors. Walk in this truth today. Do not let the enemy lie to you anymore. Do not let your emotions trick you into thinking you are still in the trial. The door is open. Walk through it. Until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon, for your redemption draweth nigh. You are watched, you are loved, and most importantly, you are chosen. Now go and receive what is yours. But wait, before you step into that new horizon, there is a subtle trap you must avoid. It is the trap of the phantom pain. You see, when a person loses a limb, their brain often continues to register pain in that missing part for years. The limb is gone, but the neural pathways of suffering remain etched in the mind. Spiritually and emotionally, many of you are experiencing this right now. The trial has ended. The chains have fallen off. The door is open. Yet you are still walking with a limp. You are still waking up with a tight chest, expecting bad news. You are still checking your phone, anticipating a crisis. This is the physiological addiction to cortisol that your body has developed over the last season of struggle. Your external reality has shifted to victory, but your internal chemistry is still braced for war. I need you to listen closely because this is where 90% of people fail after the breakthrough. They self-sabotage because peace feels unfamiliar. Chaos feels like home. So, subconsciously, they create new problems just to return to the emotional baseline of stress they are used to. Do not do this. You must consciously retrain your nervous system to accept safety. You must teach your body that it is okay to exhale. This is why the scriptures speak of renewing the mind. It is not just a spiritual metaphor, it is a neurological necessity. You have to prune the synaptic connections of trauma and water the connections of gratitude. Every morning for the next 7 days, when that old anxiety tries to grip you, I want you to say out loud, "I am safe. The war is over. I accept my peace." It sounds simple, but it is rewiring your brain to match your new destiny. Now let's go deeper into the anointing of separation. We touched on the people who left you, but we didn't discuss the why in its full depth. There is a law in physics known as resonance. Objects vibrate at specific frequencies. When 2 objects vibrate at the same frequency, they amplify each other. When they vibrate at different frequencies, they create dissonance, or they simply stop affecting one another. For years, you vibrated at the frequency of your struggle, your trauma, or your fixing mode, always trying to save everyone, always the therapist, always the giver. The people around you resonated with that version of you. They loved you because you were convenient. They loved you because you were their battery. But this test you just survived. It raised your frequency. You are vibrating higher now. You are vibrating at the level of self-respect, boundaries, and divine purpose. The people who fell away didn't leave because they hate you. They left because they can no longer find you on the dial. You are broadcasting on a station they do not have the equipment to receive. Stop mourning the static. Stop trying to tune yourself down so they can hear you again. If you lower your frequency to comfort those who refuse to grow, you are rejecting your anointing. Let them go. The space they left is not empty. It is prepared. It is a vacuum that the universe is about to fill with people who resonate with your future, not your past. This brings us to a terrifying but necessary truth. The Judas in your life was essential. We often curse the betrayal. We cry over the backstabbing. We lose sleep wondering how someone we trusted could turn on us. But look at the pattern of history and scripture. Without Judas, there is no crucifixion. Without the crucifixion, there is no resurrection. Without the resurrection, there is no salvation. The betrayal was not an accident. It was the elevator. The person who hurt you the most was actually the catalyst that pushed you out of a comfort zone. You would have never left voluntarily. They forced you to your knees, and on your knees, you found a strength you didn't know you had. So, forgive them. Not for their sake, but to cut the tether. As long as you hate them, you are tied to them. Forgiveness is the scissors. Cut the cord and float up. I want to address the financial and career aspect of this chosen status, because spirituality without practicality is just fantasy. You are entering a season of divine strategy. For the last few years, you have been operating under the curse of hard labor. You've worked twice as hard for half the results. You've seen less qualified people get the promotions, the deals, the recognition. That ends now. The shift you are experiencing is moving you from hustle to flow. Hustle is when you try to break down a door with your shoulder. Flow is when you realize you have the key. You are going to find that ideas will drop into your mind fully formed. These are not just your thoughts, they are downloads. Pay attention to the ideas that come to you in the shower, or right before you fall asleep, or during a quiet drive. These are the blueprints for your restoration. Do not dismiss them as just daydreams. The difference between the chosen and the dreamer is execution. When you get the idea, start the business, write the book, make the call, buy the domain name. Do it immediately. The speed of your obedience determines the speed of your harvest. There is a concept in aviation called the point of no return. It is the moment in a flight where the plane no longer has enough fuel to turn back to the airport of origin. It must continue to the destination no matter what happens. You have passed the point of no return. You cannot go back to who you were. You cannot go back to that old relationship. You cannot go back to that old mindset of scarcity. If you try to turn back now, you will crash. Your only safety is in moving forward. This might feel scary, but it is actually the safest place to be because it means your plan B is gone. When you have no safety net, you fly differently. You fly with precision. You fly with faith. Before I reveal the final key to locking in this new reality, I have a question for you. Have you noticed that your tolerance for drama has hit zero? Things that used to annoy you now make you want to walk out of the room immediately. You used to argue your point. Now you just stay silent and let people be wrong. This is not apathy. This is maturity. You are realizing that your energy is more valuable than your ego. Every time you engage in a petty argument, you are leaking power. You are leaking the very fuel you need to manifest your dreams. The enemy knows this. That is why, right before your biggest breakthrough, the enemy will send a distraction, a rude waiter, a difficult co-worker, a family member who knows exactly which button to push. Do not take the bait. Recognize the distraction for what it is, a trap to lower your vibration. When you feel that trigger, smile. Literally, force a smile. Tell yourself, I see what this is. I am not coming down there. Stay on your high place. This is what it means to be in the world, but not of it. You observe the chaos, but you do not absorb it. Now let's talk about the hidden hand. Throughout your trial, you felt ignored, but in hindsight, look closely. Who paid that bill at the last second? Who called you right when you were about to give up? What coincidence happened that saved you from a total collapse? That was the hidden hand of providence. It was working the entire time. Now, that hand is becoming visible. You are going to see coincidences accelerate to the point where they become statistically impossible. You will think of someone and they will call. You will need a specific amount of money, and a refund check or a bonus will appear for exactly that amount. This is called synchronization. It is the sign that your internal clock is finally synced with the universe's timeline. However, with this power comes a strict requirement: integrity. When you are chosen, you are held to a higher standard. Others can cheat and get away with it for years. Others can lie and seem to prosper. You cannot. If you step out of integrity, the correction will be swift. This is not because you are punished more, it is because you are loved more. A good coach pushes the star athlete harder than the hobbyist. Do not envy the wicked who seem to prosper in their deceit. Their foundation is sand. Your foundation is being built on rock, and rock takes longer to chisel, but it lasts forever. Walk in absolute truth. Keep your promises, even the small ones, to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up at 6 a.m., do it. If you say you're going to save that money, save it. You're building trust with yourself and with the divine. I want to share a secret about the wilderness. In every great story, the hero goes into the wilderness before they take the throne. Moses, David, Elijah, Jesus. Why? Because the wilderness strips you of your titles. It strips you of your public identity. In the wilderness, you are nobody, and it is only when you are nobody that you can become somebody who can handle power without being corrupted by it. You have just graduated from the wilderness. You didn't die there. You didn't starve there. You learned to eat manna. You learned to trust the cloud by day and the fire by night. Now you are crossing the Jordan. But crossing the Jordan requires a different mindset than walking in the desert. In the desert, the manna fell from the sky. You just had to pick it up. In the promised land, the manna stops. You have to plant, you have to fight, you have to build. The provision is still there, but the method has changed. You are moving from passive receiving to active co-creation. God is saying, I have given you the land, but you must put your foot on it. This means you need to take risks. You need to apply for the position you don't feel qualified for. You need to ask for the sale. You need to introduce yourself to the person who intimidates you. The miracle is now in the movement. As you move, the Red Sea parts. If you stand still waiting for it to part, you will drown. Move, and the way will open. There is a heavy truth I must share with you, one that few talk about. It is the grief of the old self. As you step into this new light, you might feel a strange sadness. You are mourning the person you used to be. That version of you, the one who survived the trauma, the one who tolerated the abuse, the one who played small, kept you alive. That version of you was a warrior. But that warrior cannot enter the palace. You have to lay down the armor of the survivor to put on the robe of the ruler. It is okay to say goodbye to your old self. Thank that version of you. Say, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for getting me here. But I don't need you anymore. This is a funeral and a birthday happening on the same day. Let's focus on your vision for a moment. During the dark night of the soul, your vision was limited to survival. You could only see as far as the end of the day or the end of the week. Now, as the fog lifts, Your horizon is expanding. You are beginning to dream in decades, not days. This is a sign of healing. Trauma steals the future. Healing restores it. I challenge you to write down not just what you want to get, but who you want to be. What does the healed you look like? How does the prosperous you walk into a room? Start acting like that person today. This is not fake it till you make it. This is faith it till you become it. The world is currently in a state of massive shaking. You see it in the news, in the economy, in the culture. People are panicked. But you have already been shaken. You have already been through your personal apocalypse. This makes you a lighthouse in the coming storm. While others are losing their heads, you will be the calmest person in the room. Your stability will be a magnet. People will come to you asking, "How are you so peaceful?" And that will be your ministry. That will be your opportunity to share your story. Your pain was never just for you. It was the tuition you paid to become a teacher for others. I feel the need to speak to the late bloomers watching this. You feel like you are behind. You look at others your age who seem to be miles ahead, married, wealthy, settled, and you feel a pang of failure. Listen to me. You are not late. You are on a different trajectory. An oak tree takes decades to grow. A mushroom grows overnight. But a mushroom lasts for a day. An oak tree lasts for centuries. You are an oak. The depth of your roots determines the height of your branches. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.